Good evening, Deutschland, and welcome to the Ziggy Floos Show. I'm Ziggy Floos. Among tonight's special guests, the tiny grossmutter with a great big secret, Germany's most controversial transvestite, Berlin's own tranny granny, Charlotte von Marsdorf. Good evening, Charlotte. Guten Abend. You're used to the red-hot glare of studio lights, aren't you, Charlotte? You've been on the news, you've done the talk show circuit. Yes, but you still don't own a television, correct? Nein. If I want to look at myself, I look in the mirror, yeah? Oh, wunderschön, wunderschön, eine gute Antwort. Tell me, are the rumors true? Have you really decided to move to Sweden? I was in Stockholm on a tour for my book. And the people, they have been very kind to me. What about all that furniture, huh? All those Gundersite goodies. Any plans to open a new museum in Scandinavia? Yes, of course. An old friend of mine heard that I was leaving town, and she said to me, "You can't transplant an old tree." I told her, I am not a tree. I am a flower. And I always carry my flower pot with me. But Berlin's the city that made you a star. How can you leave her behind? I'm afraid there's too much violence here. And not just on television, am I right? A short time after I became the Bundeswehrenskurs, we had a garden party in my museum. Almost 800 people, yeah? And we played Donna Summer on the hi-fi, and people were singing and dancing under paper lanterns. And I heard a window smash in my basement, a rock. The brown plague had come back again. Kristallnacht once more. Sure, I read about it, front page of the Morgenpost. Your museum was vandalized, correct? The neo-Nazis knew I was a homosexual. They came over the wall, 30 of them, with flare guns and gas pistols. The gays were all cowards running inside, but the lesbians stayed to fight. And my friend Sylvia, she was in the cellar, yeah, trying to shut the door, and she got a gas pistol in the eye. Her retina was damaged. A young girl from Frankfurt and older almost died. They cracked open her cranium with an iron stick. Holy Christ! And I was coming from the cellar with an old pickaxe, and a skinhead met me on the stair. He had a swastika tattooed on his arm, yes? Hitler forgot to shove you in an oven in Sachsenhausen. And I swung, and I hit the old banister, splitting it open like a sapling, yeah? And then from behind me, another loud voice. We should drown you in the Ostsee. And then there was a second, mit einem Schlagholz, a club. And I said, I have met you before when I was 16 years old. And then the police came. And the young men scattered like the ashes after a fire. No one was arrested. No one went to jail. Wow, social brutality, social brutality. My old Victrola, it was smashed. Broken bottles, electric wires on the ground. Young people today, it's bad, isn't it? They're hurting, they're disillusioned. They've been promised so much, especially in the East. Reunification. Now they feel they've been had. It's no excuse. No, you can't make excuses now, can you? Nein, niemals. In Solingen, Turkish women being burned out of their houses, asylum seekers in Yugoslavia being beaten on the streets. Anti-Semitism has come back. So has homophobia. Every day, new threats. Keep talking, Charlotte, and I'll move too. Ibiza or Mykonos, right? Now, Charlotte, you know Ziggy has to ask. Your flight from Berlin happens to coincide with recent widely published news reports about your Stasi involvement. Some of your critics suggest that you would rather skip town than to face the prospect of a tarnished reputation here at home. Yes, of course. In Marsdorf, my museum had 23 rooms. In Pollerbrunn, I will have only 8. But that's good for a woman my age, yes? Not so much furniture to dust. Fantastic, Charlotte. Wirklich fantastic. You come back and visit us again, won't you? Danke schön. We'll be right back after a short break with American singing sensation, David Hasselhoff.